What's up? This the truth between the beef with Tupac and the Brat. And what people didn't know, well, they probably knew, but nobody really cared, is that when the Brat was first coming out, like, she ran into Tupac a lot. Pac was like the person she ran into the most because he spent a lot of time in Atlanta. He had a little spot out there in Atlanta he used to kick it at with some of his homeboys. And he'd come out there and do the show. And when the shooting happened, they happened to be out there in Atlanta when he had the shooting with the two cops. But Jermaine Dupri was out there, working with Pac and talking with him because they were talking about working together, doing some songs. But they were working on Criss Cross album, The Bomb. And the Brat was out there, and that was his new artist. So she was like basically a couple of months signed with Jermaine Dupri. And during that meeting, when they had everybody at, Pac just happened to be there. And she met with Pac, they chilled, and they was all cool. And mostly, at that time, ATL was more in line with the West Coast, with like Dre and Snoop. Everybody was gravitating towards West Coast music. So Atlanta at that time, all these sounds was all West Coast. They had the song Alright, and everything is alright. Then they dropped The Bomb, and then they dropped I'm Real. All that is West Coast sounds. And that's realer than real deal. Holy feet. So the Brat was on the song The Bomb. And that's when people was like, man, who is this person? The Brat. She started to get a little buzz on from there. But Pac and the Brat never really kept in contact too much. But he was aware of her, and aware of who she was, and why he was locked up. Her album, she's the first female rapper ever to go platinum and sell 1 million records. And, and all this happened while he was fighting this case, got incarcerated. So while all this is going down, and he's seeing Bad Boy blow up, and Jermaine Dupri saw the change in the flow of music and started gravitating more towards what Puffy was doing, because Puffy was founding all these remixes. It's like, man, that's where the money at. Forget these albums, we gotta do remixes. So Jermaine Dupri came over with his crooked teeth. Yeah. so deaf. We gonna do a remix. So that's when he started bringing his troll self over there, and he got a line more with Diddy. And the Brat was the artist that they wanted to work with, because they was like, man, she got flows. So next thing you know, you start hearing her on R&B tracks. You start hearing her with Total. She's with Little Kim. It's like she's a part of the Bad Boy family, even though she's with So Def. So Jermaine Dupri is starting to get more of these artists in there, and he's writing for some of the people that's in Puffy group. And that's when Puffy's like, look, we could write the singles, and the singles is selling 500,000 to 1 million. And this was when singles was moving like that, selling 300,000 singles. That's extra money. And Puffy was the one to really generate the remix and make like a whole new song, new beat. Just call it the remix, put it on the B side or whatever, and put it out in the stores. and sell it like another CD. So when this happened, they were crushing it. And then Pac get out. He has an issue with Biggie and them, of course. So after he's like going after Biggie, hit him up his out and blah blah blah. Here comes Jermaine Dupri, and everybody else is like, man, dude, tripping. You know, people on the outside looking in is like, that's affiliated, is like, dude is tripping because they're not even trying to ride on you. You know, nobody from Bad Boy is trying to ride on Pac in the West Coast. Like, they ain't even trying to bring it to him. So they like whatever with the whole situation. And the Brat did an interview where she spoke about the situation, and she just like all this East Coast West Coast nonsense, you know, and all this, you know, to hit them up. Her feelings towards the song was, you know, like, Pac is cool, you know, I got love for Pac. I've been knowing Pac, but, you know, I just think the song was just kind of crazy and just out of nowhere, and I think he's kind of like he tripping right now, you know, and he need to, you know, chill out and all that stuff, because, you know, everybody trying to get this money, you know, it's like, what is he doing? You know, he looks crazy out there doing that. And then in her songs, Pac is kind of sensing that, is she talking about me? You know, he's looking for any little thing to just say, oh, that's the diss, I'm at him. You know, just so he can drop something.
Nigga, close your eyes, cause you already see the notorious B.I.G.
The wrong combination, the destination, #1 total gun with no hesitation. Live with the funkified cutie pie, cat by the side, the smalls by her side. If you fuck with her, you got to with me, and we be rapping at your motherfucking eulogy.
The decoy, watch Brat kill and destroy. You the last one to walk with so death and bad boy.
Plus now the Brat tripping.
Must want an ass whipping.
You be the first ones to fuck with you and Bad Boy.
Whack bitch.
So this was more of that, more of a less of what was going on right there. So that was about it. And next thing you know, he passed, and these songs came out. You know, she said some nice things about him. You know, right after he died. You know, she was like, rest in peace. You know, the Brat gonna miss him. You know, and nobody even knew he had dissed the Brat because it was on his, she didn't even know. Because it was on the all this unreleased stuff he didn't even release yet. He had already had recorded. Then after these Machiavelli tapes started coming out, everybody was like, whoa, you got an issue with the Brat. I didn't know that. Tell the Brat to keep her mouth closed, so she the first one tossed up about it now low. That's why he said in the song, we be the first one to up at you and Bad Boy. As you probably already heard from the sample. And that's basically it. There was no real beef with them. I mean, he just felt, I knew you first, you knew me. But anybody pledging their allegiance to Bad Boy and Biggie and all of them, and to hear the song where Biggie's on there and she calling herself the notorious B.R.A.T., you know, he took offense to that. Probably that song the most with her and Big on it. That was more devastating to him probably than anything else, and made him say, okay, well, they're aligning themselves to come at me. Okay. Like, it was a diss towards him. So that's why he put her in the mix. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all can hear the song. Y'all listen to it. So y'all tell me. I'm out.